There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Got a little slow start this morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Hey, Garden Machines, I watched your video. I don't remember if I commented or not, but I did give you the thumbs up. Frankie M, what's up, buddy? How's it going, man? Y'all doing all right? Links in the room if y'all want to come on up. Okay. I couldn't remember if I did it, if I didn't. I've been watching quite a bit of videos here lately, trying to spread out the love, you know. Hey, Jet. Good morning, Jet. How you doing, buddy? Trying to get some of these UK fellas to come on up, come on in. Doing this early. Hey, Tommy. Long time no see, buddy. Good morning, bud. I heard that. Geez, you got banker's hours, Jet. Get ready to go to work. 7:17 down there. Tommy, how you been doing, buddy? All right. Appreciate it, Jet. Send out this. Get it all shared out. You know what I mean? Oh, really? I heard that. Yeah, I'm at kind of standstill waiting on parts to come in. Plus, been raining. I don't feel like working outside. Morning, Chris. How you doing, buddy? What do you say, crush? I heard that, Chris. Come on up here, Chris. There's a link to it. Trying to get it shared out, y'all. Yeah, come on up, man. You using a mobile phone or tablet or computer, whatever? Just follow the steps. They'll bring you right up. No, I use StreamYard right there for uh, coming up live. And good morning, good morning, Brandon. What's up, bud? Uh, Frankie. We got somebody right here.
How you doing, Bomber Mode Motor?
What's going on, friend? How you doing, man?
Good, we're night fishing on the river.
Oh, really? Where at?
Oh, down by Elephant Butte.
Oh, really? You caught anything so far? Morning, Robert.
No, just a bunch of turtles. Just a bunch of turtles. My buddy just caught like a 6 or 7 pound flathead. We're gonna post a video later today.
Cool, cool, man. Cool. That'd be awesome.
What are you up
That'd be
to?
awesome. I just woke up. Actually, I woke up late. I
Oh,
should have
man.
been already out. You know,
Where are you from? Obama Mode Mowers?
Alabama, Talladega,
Oh,
Alabama.
nice.
That's the reason why a lot of
It was
people
windy
use.
last night.
It was raining here. Sure was. Catching a lot
Yeah,
of
we must
turtle
have caught
last night.
about 7 or 8. Yeah, about 7 or 8 turtles.
Mm.
But they're them soft shells, so I never eaten soft shell turtle.
They say it's good
I
though.
heard them snappers are good eating.
Mm-hmm. They are. I ain't never had any, but I heard that. That's the same thing with me. I heard.
Yeah, I talked to Ace Catfish and he said there's like, what is it, 7 different meats inside of it?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
You get like
Mm-hmm.
the pork, the beef, the chicken all in one.
All in one, man. There's
That's
Robert
crazy.
Waters. There's a good guy right here. Hey, Robert.
Hello. Just
What's
for
going
some.
on?
Oh, not much. I'm actually slow right now. Well,
Really?
let's see.
Hey,
Let's
Mick.
see.
Hi, Robert.
Mick. Hey, Robert. He said hello.
Live stream in a while.
Yeah, you ain't. It's been a long while.
Normally, I'm kind of busy with my shop.
Yeah. Come on up, Mick. Old Mick's Mowers. Yeah, I figure I'd do this in the morning to try to get the UK fellas because when a lot of us go live is at night, you know what I mean? And they make accommodations for us, so I'm also make accommodations for them too, you know?
Well, it's also like
Sorry about.
technically my free time is in the morning.
Is it?
So, yeah, I like to. Well, a lot of times at night I'm working, so I'll clean up more in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
little slower, no customers. Because when you're in
Mm-hmm.
the shop at 10 o'clock at night, people will show up.
What's that, Tiger?
No, I was gonna say, sorry about the lighting. We're out here on the river, so
That's all
trying to
okay.
catch
That's
a
okay, man.
flathead
That's okay.
or something.
That's all right, man. That's great, man. Glad
The
you
sun's
enjoying
starting to
yourself
come up
fishing.
now. I've never been on a live chat this year. Dave from the Duke City Anglers.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna say hi right now. Duke City, Dave from Duke City. What's up, guys?
Hey, Dave. What's up, man?
In the night or morning.
Boy, that's pretty cool, Robert. I mean, you can work up underneath those mowers with that lift.
Oh, I wouldn't want to go back. I know this is pricey, but it's the only way to work.
Yeah, man. And those, just a regular lift to lift the tractor all the way up like that is like $7,000, $8,000, $15,000.
This one was cheaper than that.
Hey, Zippo.
This is actually, I think, about 4,500 by the time I got it outfitted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now that you can fit more than one up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it really ups the productivity and capabilities.
Yep. You use planks for them, or you got metal rails?
Right now I'm using planks. As soon as my CNC machine gets going, I will probably replace them with metal.
That'd be
But
awesome.
I want to build my own that are a little bit better. Let's see. I think I can get it. Like, this is just basically I think 2x12s.
Right. Right. I wonder if you can. Doesn't that inside there got like a lip that the trolley used to go across there for the?
Yeah, I've actually got the trolleys. I'll use this for the vehicle as well.
Right.
Trolleys are adjustable, so even with the modification, I can still get my 3/4 ton on this.
Right.
Do oil changes. I did brakes on it. In fact, I think I've got a video of me. I might not have left it up of doing the brakes on the truck. But yeah, I've still got the lift. That's what the boards are sitting on.
Right.
Is the lip for the trolley.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool if you could use it for universally slide your rails to one, to each machine,
Yeah, I've only got one set of rails right now because it gets in the way, and I've got a jack over here. Sorry about the lighting issues.
No, that's cool.
Right, I use a transmission jack with these bars to actually pull a deck.
Okay. Okay.
Like when I'm doing a hydro or a transmission belt. Makes it a lot faster. I don't have to drop the deck, move the deck, clear,
Right.
everything.
Right.
Just essentially drop it out of the way. In fact, I'd use it on this John Deere to get up underneath the steering without spending as much time.
Right.
Because while I'm caught up right now, I'll do a lot more than some shops trying to pay the bills. Because this is the only income I have, and
yeah,
overhead.
I bet you it's been hot in that shop too, boy.
Yeah, that's why I've as far as starting. Right now, I'm caught up. A lot of this is actually just minor work. Yesterday was blade day, so I emptied out quite a bit. For some reason, I got where I started doing razor sharp lawnmower blades. About one day a week will be almost nothing but lawnmower blades.
I left you down there too long, didn't I? Movie star.
Unbelievable. I have to sit in the dark for 20 minutes.
Look at there. Look who's there. What are you doing? Hey, man.
Coffee and 12 pints of milk. I got this. Okay. Yeah. How you doing, Doug?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Tiger, it looks like it's getting lighter out there. I can see it's starting to get a little bit lighter.
Yeah. It's getting a little bit lighter, but
Hey, Sophie.
where are you from, Mix Mowers? Where are you from?
Good old UK, brother.
Okay,
Nice.
Papa.
Over in the UK.
What time is it over there?
12:30 lunchtime.
Oh, nice.
See, that's the reason why I like to do it early in the morning for these fellas over there. Because they really help us out over here, and I want to help them out over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Riley's got no top on it. It's so hot over here. Unreal.
Really?
Yeah, it's well up.
I'm going to head out, guys.
All right, Tiger. Appreciate it, man. Coming in, man.
Take it easy.
No problem. Guys, have a blessed day. Bye.
I'll be looking for that video, man.
Don't do it, Dad.
Yeah, I know.
Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it,
Don't
Dad.
wind him up.
Do it.
What do you mean
Do it,
play
do it, do it.
attention, Zip? I am paying attention. It was Doug. I was down there for 20 minutes. I was getting I got squatters' rights.
Yeah, you do. Mick, if you ain't never met Robert Waters, there's my buddy Robert Waters.
I think we might have crossed swords somewhere before, on different live streams or videos somewhere. I think the name rings a bell.
He ain't done a
I don't
video
go
in a long
live or
time.
go on camera much, but I do.
Yeah.
It's easier to chat with your phone, sitting next to your work base, than it is to go live.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Hard to get things done when you're on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a big
that.
shop in Illinois.
I see that. His shop's bigger. His shop's bigger than my house.
Actually, I'd probably say it's bigger than most houses back here.
I've got
my shop is a 65 foot by 65 foot by 120 foot for the shop size. The warehouse is 45 by 120. So
yeah, cool. I've got Top Plonker coming around in a minute. Doug.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming down from Salisbury. He's got a problem with the machine, so he's bringing that down.
Cool.
Who here? That's Zippo. Zippo.
No.
Which one? This one up here.
Yeah.
That's Robert Waters.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, Robert.
Daddy.
He jumped off.
Daddy.
Try it again, Robert. Try it again, Chris. Try it again, Chris.
Zippo says, Mick, play attention and have Riley give me a thumbs up, apparently. Give Zippo a thumbs up. Big one.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Who's that?
There he is.
Good morning, y'all.
There he is. Morning, Chris.
The dogs know y'all came.
Oh, no.
They'll calm down in a second. This is the first time I've been live from this phone.
Cool. Well,
on the phone if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, so.
No, you can. On StreamYard, you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's that? You can what?
You can go on, you can do live stream without having a subscriber count.
Yeah.
I'm short.
Do you think the live streams help your subscriber count grow, or it's just more for
Definitely. It definitely helps you grow, but you've got to do some work. You've got to commit to going on other people's streams on a regular basis, get your name out there. But what's equally as important is being in the chat as well. If you can be in the chat, mixing with the other people too, that helps. Yeah, it all helps. It's part of a community, isn't it? Spreading, getting your name out there. Yeah.
Well, I went into Farmall's chat a few times. I think it was Farmall or something, and it was kind of gimmicky. It was like, let's grow our channels, but it didn't seem to be getting people the quality subscribers that give you the comments and the feedback and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In my opinion, grow streams are good if you can find channels that interest you. On the flip side to it, grow streams are just a sub for sub basis. But you can go into some grow streams and find 5 or 10 really good channels that really interest you, the stuff you're into, and otherwise you'd never come across them. So that's why I like
channels in there. But a lot of them, if I would see their notification pop up, they subscribe to me, I'd go look at their content and I'd be like, this isn't for me.
That's it. So yeah, exactly that. But the best way for your channel to plateau, in my opinion, is good quality content on a regular basis that's structured. If you put two videos out a week, say, or 2 a fortnight, and stick to that, your channel should take off.
Oh, congratulations, Mick! Did you hit that 4,000 mark?
I hit 4,000 yesterday. Yeah, that was cool.
Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you. But
I wonder if it's really worth it to grow.
Go on, Robert.
I always wondered, why is it really, I mean, for most people, is it really more worth it to grow, or are you just in here to pass the time and, you know,
Yeah, that's
So,
have
I
fun?
agree.
so what I do, I've got a full-time job. I'm a dad with 4 kids, one of additional needs. I work nights. So doing my shop repair stuff is a release and a getaway. And also there's a revenue to be made from repairing people's tired machinery. And then the YouTube on top of it. I used to be a Facebook nut, but YouTube is so much better than Facebook because the community is better. The people are actually real. You know, you can sit and chat with someone. So me and Doug, we hooked up about a year and a half ago now, Doug.
Yeah, man.
And on occasions, whether it be my nighttime or Doug's daytime or reverse, I can sit with Doug for about 3 or 4 hours and just chat, just have a natter. You know, sometimes Doug will see me home at 3:30 in the morning. I'll put him on the old dashboard and we just sit and chat for 2 hours whilst I'm driving home. You know.
Yeah, it'd be like 10 o'clock my time, you know, and it'd be 3 o'clock his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've met some fantastic people from all over the world. The revenue, when you start to get monetized and start to put some videos out, if it's structured, your revenue stays at a good level. It's not hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but do you know what? It buys air filters and it buys spark plugs and it goes towards a holiday or whatever it is. You know, you can earn $200 or $300, a month quite comfortably. And in fact, $200 or $300 is if you're not relying on that income, then that's rainy day money. You know, so yeah, it's worth it. I think it is. I think it's worth it.
We got
I
Lucky
don't
Lucky
figure
Mowers
it's
in
good for
here.
me to make videos.
Say again, Robert.
With the size shop I have, I figure it's probably not good for me to film most of my customers. You know, I've always got stuff in here that people don't want everybody to know who they do business with. When you get to this level, I guess, because I'll have 20, 30 machines in it a day.
So is it not possible for you to make? Do you mean for other people to visually see the amount of machines in? Is that what you mean?
No, I've got customers that basically, and maybe it's the community I'm in. Well, I don't want somebody to see my lawnmower, who I'm doing business with. As if you could tell anyway, but our care. It's just, I've got a lot of people that I know would be upset if they saw me working on their mower on camera.
Yeah, I hear that.
The customer, when they drop it off, immediately I'm going to tell them I'm going to record it, and they can like it or lump it, But I've known most of my customers 10 years, and I wouldn't do that I wouldn't bombard a new customer coming through the door with that. But that neighborhood drama of I don't want so and so to see my machine sitting in your shop. I don't know if I would cater too much to that. Against growing the channel, if you have the machines there to, if you don't show the machines that people are going to search for, in your videos.
The other thing also, what the reason why I do a lot of recordings on customers' equipment is so in case there's any comeback where someone says, you didn't do this right, or this is now broken, I can then send them a link and say, there you go, there's me repairing your machine.
So that's what it looked like.
As evidence.
Yeah, plus it backs you up too.
Yeah, I record every repair. We've got a camera system here. Record every pickup, record every drop off. But I know some of my customers for 20 something years because I've actually been in the dealership for probably 25, 30 years.
Yep. The other thing is also is that I like to think people who view my channel are not just watching me fix mowers, but they want to try and get into your life. So it don't matter whether I'm fixing a weed whacker, a tumble dryer, a cooker, a car, or it don't matter what I'm doing. They like to come in and see what me and my family are up to, So don't just behold yourself down to machines. You could be doing anything. You could be doing shop upgrades. You could be doing tool hauls. You could be doing absolutely anything.
He does that.
Anything at all.
I quit trying to
I
make a
remember
video.
Robert doing.
They're just about here, you know.
Really?
There's just too much going on to. Well, I mean, there's 5 different things in every video, you know.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
I went
I
down
really
to
got into. I'm sorry, Mick.
no, you go, Doug. We've
Go
got a
ahead.
delay, Doug. We've got about a 3-second delay. It's not a problem.
You know, I got into watching you rebuilding the house and buying them old tractors, getting them old tractors running and scrapping, and I like the versatility of your channel. It goes everywhere. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about it. I like it. That's what I like about it.
Well,
When I went to
And
Turkey,
Robert,
I even videoed. I did about 6 videos of my family on holiday, going to different locations in Turkey and just mucking out round by the pool and getting drunk at the bar, and just did 2 or 3 videos. And those videos, I put them up on the local Facebook group for that hotel in Turkey, and they've had about 15,000 views on those because people are watching the videos before they go away on holiday. So that's helping them out as well. So just keep it. People will watch anything, right? People will watch anything. If they're watching me, they'll watch anything.
If they're interested in you, yeah, I'm buying into you. I'm not buying into your channel so much. And if I commit myself to your channel and then later on the content starts to get boring to me, I might skip through it, but I'm not going to quit you entirely. You know,
that's right.
Especially not if you're still coming to my channel and showing some support. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that is one hard thing to do. Especially if you're someone like myself, full-time job on nights, dad and all the rest of it, and running your own channel and doing your own repairs. I don't have time to watch every single body's video, but I will pick videos up as the notifications come through best that I can. I will watch what I can when I can, I don't commit to watching everyone's videos on every single release. I may watch. Yeah, I watch about 30 or 40, but Doug may release, say, 3 videos in a month. I might catch one of those, but at least I nip over and try and show some support. Zippo Varga, he releases videos 3 times a month, and I didn't see Zip for about 3 months at one point because I was just so busy in the shop during my height of season. But now it's started just to come down a bit. The grass is now going brown. People's mowers are already running. So now I'm getting the time to visit other people's channels and try and catch up where I can. But if you can't commit, I wouldn't worry about it. It is what it is.
Right.
Well, see, I don't. I listen to videos while I'm working, so I can listen to everybody's videos. But I don't get a chance to comment because of being busy.
Unfortunately, watching a video is one thing. Not leaving a comment is quite something else. So there are some pros and cons apparently to commenting with regards to how the YouTube analytics work. But if you watch one of my videos and didn't leave a comment, in my eyes, you didn't watch it. In my eyes. So sometimes it's just best just to put a hi, just stopping by to watch a film or whatever, good film, whatever, and it shows you've been there and shows the support. But it's difficult when you're trying to run your own channel. It is difficult.
Well, it's difficult, like for me, because I'll put a playlist up because I work back in the shop by myself for the most part,
right?
And it's noise, While the engines are running, a lot of times I can spend 4 hours back here doing 3 or 4 repairs that I never start an engine. Especially with this shop, the way it's set up, I'll have 3 or 4 tore down, replace the parts. I'll go out and test them at the end of the day. So it'll be pretty quiet back here. And it's just noise. It gets old when you work by yourself a lot of the day.
Every time something moves outside.
You're on a farm, so they're going to bark regardless.
I was going to see, is there a way to turn this camera around the other way while I'm in here, or are we stuck on...
I don't know if you can do it. I don't think you can. Can you, Nick? Can you turn it around?
The stuff around me is more interesting looking than I am.
Say again.
Can you flip your camera around?
What do you want to see?
No.
No,
I'm
not
saying,
you.
is it possible? Like if I want y'all to see out in front of me instead of seeing me.
Yeah, okay. So you have to go on the StreamYard one. You're on a phone, are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's changed. You have to go into oh my lord.
It's not a big
changed.
deal if it's a
It's
pain
I
in the
think
butt.
it's if you go to settings, into camera, this is just on the StreamYard only. Don't go into your own phone settings. If you touch the screen, it will then give you something down the bottom. It should say audio and camera. Click the camera, and then you have to flip it round, forward, backwards, or something like that. Is there?
Yeah, it'll come up. It'll come up settings, and you'll be on camera.
I think it's in settings.
Camera.
You could have front and back. Okay. You see it?
So I need facing back.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
That's good.
There's DeWalt.
He
kicked himself out.
Yeah,
he kicked himself out.
2 seconds. I got Top Plonker ringing me.
Okay. Bring him back up here.
All right, I'm back in.
Yeah, you kicked yourself out, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't. It seems like when you click that, I don't know. Anyways, this is what Ricky's working on today or yesterday.
Oh, it is?
Little Toyota 22RE.
Yeah.
And there's the brand new engine in the crate. It's not out of the crate yet. And I got
cool.
You know that little 57 Ford or 56 or whatever, the little yellow truck I'm working on. I found it in my stash. I found an aluminum intake and a 650 Holly and electronic distributor. So I'm going to put all this chrome stuff. I'm going to polish it all up and rebuild that carburetor and put this stuff on the yellow truck. And I think I'm going to do I've been watching Jonathan W. do all those T5 swaps. So I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to try to 5-speed swap the truck at the same time.
That'd be cool.
But might be a long shot. Anyway,
that'd be cool.
So, what are y'all working on?
I'm working on a yard man mower.
Parts, huh?
Yeah, I'm waiting on a carburetor to come in.
eBay or what?
No, actually, Amazon.
I got you. Yeah, somebody called me about a week ago and said, "Do you want a little black bull calf for free?" And I said no. And they said, "All right, we'll be there in a little while." So now I'm feeding a little black bull calf every day.
Oh Lord!
It seems like every year or something, and no matter how much I say I'm not going to get any, since everybody knows I'll take them. Everybody who has cows that gets one that don't want one is, with the way the market is right now. Shoot.
Beef is down, ain't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You can't get one butchered.
Them day,
you can't give away a cow here.
Yeah.
What's that, Robert?
You can't give away a cow here. They're killing them.
Well, they're just so backed up on butchering. They're building a bigger storage plant here. I don't know, man. The beef deal's all messed up right now. But it makes it even like that bag of milk stuff is $25, and it'll take 6 or 8 of them bags to wean that calf. So by the time and then also you got to walk out there to his pen twice a day. So you'll have $500 or $600 in it before you have what you would have paid $500 or $600 for at the sale anyways.
Yoda Doug, what's up, buddy?
I don't see the chat anymore since I'm.
Yeah, you got to flip back around.
All right, I'm gonna go back. You don't see the chat either?
I see it on my tablet.
I think you have to have a separate thing on the StreamYard.
Yeah, if you're on a phone, it's hard to see it,
I tried entering the little chat thing, but it doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm. There's Nate Windsor.
Yeah, I just happened to appear.
Chris knocked himself back out again. What are you up to, Nick?
A little bit of work here and there. You know, every time I turn around, it wants to rain.
Yeah, it's raining down here too, buddy.
I figured out what I was doing wrong. Every time I click the back arrow, it kicks me out. So I stopped
Does it?
clicking that arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Am I the only one who doesn't see Nick on camera?
Yeah, his camera's not on.
Yeah, not at the moment.
You don't even have your icon on it.
Oh.
You need to go back and go flip your icon. There's Shauna Sparkles. Good morning, Shauna. All the way from the Outback. Tan
My
too.
shop has
She's
not
from
been-
the Outback.
My shop has not been tended to in weeks.
If I show you mine right now, I got just enough room to walk around this tractor right now.
I don't even have that.
If I pan down, you'd see a mess, and I'm actually halfway caught up at the moment. I probably should be cleaning.
I like how Chris's is. You get up in the morning, you got a car sitting in the shop. That's great. You got a kitchen table in there. Got coffee pot, refrigerator. That's
Well,
cool.
the kitchen table will go into the kitchen pretty soon, but the kitchen's not done yet. So,
Okay.
oh man, there's like piles of canned goods on my benches and stuff, man. It's driving me crazy. But it is nice to be able to just walk downstairs and walk into the shop. And I'll always have a table here. I have a TV on the wall over there
Cool.
that I screen share YouTube videos from the phone. So I can just watch on YouTube as I work all day, or if I'm needing to know how to do something, I can look up a video on how to do it and watch it as I'm standing right there live with my project. You know?
Do you have a tablet or
Drawer somewhere,
in a drawer somewhere?
but not. I got a phone call. Sorry, I didn't answer it, but
Yeah,
I do have. Oh shit! Is the volume gone?
No. I hear you.
Let
hear
this
us?
call stop coming through because I don't know how to ignore it on the ignore call. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a tablet in a drawer somewhere, but I haven't used that thing in 3 or 4 years.
Really? Okay. I use my
hear.
tablet.
My volume went to hell, boys.
Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go, Nick. I see your icon now.
Yeah, I've got so many things to work on. I ain't got to it.
Mm-hmm.
But this place, it just looks terrible.
Man.
It's piled at the door, to the back,
look too
and from
bad.
side to side.
That's
Well,
about as full as I've ever seen it, Nick.
What?
That's as full as I've ever seen your shop.
Yeah. It's it ain't clean either. It's stuff's laying everywhere.
You know what he's got to do, Robert? He's got to clean out the garage so he can get that new icon toolbox coming. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be here Thursday, so we're hoping.
So is that stuff from the garage?
What?
I guess I missed it. Icon.
Yeah, I just happened to break down and grab one. I figured, why not?
Those are too rich for my blood.
Yeah,
I hear you. Me too.
Mine was 38.
I just have a hard time paying that for a toolbox, man.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to swipe that card and let it
Here
go.
we go.
It's not easy.
We got the icon in the house, Zippo.
Morning, y'all.
Good morning, Mr. Zippo.
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. Got a busy day going today.
Zippo's got a fancy place to sit.
What's that?
Got a fancy wall behind you.
Yeah, it's all back there.
Pretty cool.
Goes up a little ways. Just people stuff
That's
people
his
stuff
studio.
people have sent me. And
I've never met you before. I'm Chris.
Chris, very nice to meet you. I'm Sean. Everybody calls me Zippo.
Outcast.
I've just got a little channel with about 8 million views on it. So
A little one, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got an actual little one
Yeah.
with about 500 subscribers.
Been at it for 13 years, be 14 years in October, creeping up on. Well, it'll be 13 years in October.
What kind of content do you do?
Small engine repair.
Everybody's
That's the main focus is small engine repair, but if anything's broke, I fix it. Or to at least try to.
Doug, do you like push mowers?
I'm sorry?
I asked Doug, does he like push mowers?
Looks like Doug's frozen, and on my end, he's sideways.
Yeah, he's sideways over here.
What happened, Doug? Did you fall over?
Looks like he
He
turned his
fell
thumb.
He fell back to sleep.
Froze.
Hopefully not with that cigarette.
He just put in the
Yeah, I
comment.
hope so.
He'll be right. He said he'll be right back.
We'll be looking over there, and stuff will start catching fire over there.
Howdy, if it's not broken. Yoda's been fixing vacuums lately.
Let me see if I can see the chat.
Oh, hey Dave, how you
Robert,
doing?
if you want to push more, I got one for you if you want it.
I've got let's see, 2, 3, 4.
If
5,
you need a little
6.
extra something to do,
I've got 6 right now.
I've got 2.
And this year, I've actually seen push mowers with oil in them come in here. Most of the last couple of years, everything's without oil.
That's
Apparently, it's
Yeah,
optional. Push mower.
Yeah, it's optional, ain't it?
What do you think of these new little Briggs that it says you don't have to change the oil in it? That it just kind of
think
says,
that's why
"Hey,
not
I'm
saying oil."
disposable." Yeah, it says, "Hey, I'm disposable."
Are you a Briggs dealer, Zippo?
Briggs
didn't
dealer,
know.
no repair.
You should the update on that. That was funny as hell. They actually
what?
stated start to burn oil and use oil fast enough. It's the same as changing it. That's what they told their dealers.
That's insane.
Like they said, after a year, it'll start burning oil. It's the same as it changing it.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
We lost Chris.
Kohler's doing it, and Kawasaki's talking about doing it too.
That's nuts.
Mm-mm.
Hey, thanks, Tommy. Yeah, I finally got around to tucking the diesel into my rat rod.
Yeah, that's going to be that's going to be cool. I can't wait to see that thing start shooting.
Yeah, and I just got the pipe I'm going to use for the exhaust stack. I actually got it from Summit Racing. It's 1.25 inches, Schedule 80, and I'm gonna heat it up and use my big bender to get it looped around. I'm gonna make a little flange for it to get it mounted to the side of the engine. Then the hole in the hood I think is gonna stay. I'm just gonna fabricate a airbox mount that'll let me continue to use that same air filter and use that hole.
Yeah,
That I had the Briggs twin in.
Okay.
I got some pretty awesome news on the van, though.
What's that?
I've got a guy that's coming down from Wisconsin next weekend. He and his wife are going to take a vacation for the first time in 3 years. And he's going to be pulling a trailer behind his Jeep Cherokee that's going to have a 74,000 original mile 292 big block straight six with about $3,000 worth of go fast goodies.
Really?
And he's been sitting on the engine and the parts for the last 6 years. His project went belly up when he wrecked the truck that he was going to put it in. So to him, all that money is just a wash. And all he's wanting to do is to trade some of my stuff for his stuff. So I'll be building that 292 up over the course of the winter, and I'll drop it in there hopefully this winter. But I have to clear a path going into my shop height wise because I've got everything hanging down from the rafters in there.
Right.
I've got to clear a 6 foot wide path so I can get the van into the shop.
You got an engine hoist? I
have a 1 ton overhead, which I will not be using. Obviously, with a van, you can't.
No.
I'm gonna pick up an engine stand and a cherry picker. I'll rent the cherry picker. I'll keep the engine stand.
Right.
Because my engine lift that I use, its weight capacity is 400 pounds. So that's nowhere near enough to pull that 292 out of there. Crazy thing, that 292 came from the factory with 190 horsepower. Both of the 350s, 350 V8s in both my trucks came from the factory with 170 horsepower. So that straight six has more horsepower.
Well, it's got the torque too.
Yeah. Oh, lots and lots of low end torque.
Yeah. Yep.
But the cam profile and valve springs and dual intake Offenhauser manifolds with 2 brand new single barrel carbs, linkages, lifters, springs, push rods, split header, so 3 front, 3 back, equal length, long length. This guy's bringing all kinds of stuff out there, so that it's really going to wake that van up. He did the numbers, and he said I'll be getting close to 280 to 290 horsepower out of that straight six. But get this, over 500 foot-pound of torque.
Oh yeah. So, I did a little bit of work to old 300 inline, and head work. Yeah, head work, headers. I put a 4-barrel intake onto it because you could buy the 4-barrel intake for them, and just mostly head work. And she'll turn a pair of 60s like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that's all you need is head work on those. And I've got the Van Dorn valve resurfacer, so I'm going to pull all the valves out since I've got to pull them out anyway to change the springs out. I'm going to regrind the valves, regrind the valve seats, and I'm also going to port the head a little bit, just clean the runners up a little, intake and exhaust runners, clean them up a little with deburring tools. And
right.
I'm going to take my time and build it right and get it all cleaned up. The only problem when you build a van engine is 3/4 of the engine is beside you inside the van.
Yep.
So nobody can see it unless you take the engine cover off. So I'll be taking the engine cover off. I've already talked to my muffler specialist and to Rick, the guy that's got the engine parts, and going to go with, I had talked about 3-inch all the way out. I won't scavenge enough. It won't allow the exhaust to scavenge and pull. So he suggested 2 1/4 inch all the way out and dump them out on either side behind the tires, which is what I was leaning towards doing anyway. So
I went out with that old Ford I had, Zippo. Old Ford truck I used to have had the 300 inline six in it. I went 2.5 from the header pipe, split header, ran them both together, went into one muffler, went into one pipe.
2 into 1, yeah.
Right. And then come on up above the hump.
That's
And
a
then
good
I
looking
split it.
old truck. That's a good looking old Chevy that Outcast has there. That Chris
Yep.
has there. Nice. Sorry, go ahead.
And right at the tail, I put a 3-inch can at the tail. Long tip,
Mhm.
3-inch tip.
Yeah,
And that thing was beller. That joker would talk to you, boy.
yeah. And that's the neat thing about those straight sixes. They sound so good when you've got the right exhaust on them.
They sure do. They sure do.
Yeah. Yoda here has he's got an Offenhauser manifold on his 22R with Weber 38s. He just put a built head with big cam and oversized valves. Says this truck is his first official vehicle that he's done engine work to, that he's owned. That's awesome. And learning all the mechanics of things. Took the EFI out and went to simple carbs. See, that's the thing. Younger generation doesn't see the carburetor as a simple thing. They see EFI as a simple thing. It's just the opposite. Carbs are so simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm glad to hear that, Yoda. That's great. Glad to hear that you swapped it over.
Yep.
I'm 30. Do
Yeah,
I get to be part of the younger generation?
Do what?
I actually think
I said,
EFI.
I'm 30. Do I get to be part?
Yeah, those EFIs, they are simple, especially with the new Holly Eliminator fuel injected. They have their own self-learning programs and everything in them. Yeah, they're great, but I'm just old school. I'm fine with an HEI distributor, but give me my carbs. I like to be able to tune myself. I'm not with a laptop. What's that?
Because
Well,
try to
well-
hire somebody who's decent at carbs. You know, look at it from that standpoint. Hiring a
Right.
mechanic that can tune a carb is almost impossible anymore.
Yeah.
We got V-twin garage in the house.
All my old motorcycles. I mean, I've got a bunch of transverse fours. They all have to be synchronized, and everything has to be done just right. And it's an art. It really is. And there's a lot of people, especially, even old salt mechanics that have turned to the fuel injection side. They just won't mess with carburetors anymore.
See you, Dave. Have a good one,
The
man.
only benefit is carb tools are cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, and I may finally be able to use my Snap-on carb adjusting tool. It's this long rod that takes a turn, and be able to get in there and just without having to take the engine cover off. But
Only trouble with a van is when you got to do any kind of major engine work. It's so hard to work around everything. You got to pull the seats out of the way, and you got to drop the transmission in order to get the motor inside, because that short nose there, you got to pull it from inside. You got to bring it inside,
you take
inside
it
the
out,
van.
take it out of the passenger door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people telling me there's a way to cut the front in order to pull it out the front, but I don't want to hack on the van. It's in too nice a shape. For being a 75, you would never imagine. And I'm in the Rust Belt. It's just been really, really well cared for. Bob, I don't know if you've seen the van that we're talking about here or not. So
Yeah, I watch it more than I comment on.
So you've seen
or listen to your channel, probably more than
you've
watch.
seen the van.
Yeah. I've honestly not done too much with automotive because I'm always busy with small engines. So I've never built a car engine. Built tractor engines, worked on a car engine, just never built one.
Yeah. They're all just air pumps. And what's great now is,
it's all the same technically. Again, I've worked on them. I've actually got some boring machines behind me. I've got the valve grinder. I've got all the stuff to do it, including the engine stand. Shame you're not closer. I would have gave you one. I've not used it in years, but I've just never, outside of shop class in high school, I never built a car engine.
Well, I'm sure you could do it if you're remanufacturing or rebuilding small engines. And what cracks me, here's something that cracks me up. Automotive mechanics they absolutely do not get small engines at all.
Really?
At least around here. Yeah, I get a phone call.
See,
Hey,
guys,
this is,
come in with telling me how great of a mechanic they are and how I'm nothing. Go out there and find that the only problem with the engine is the fuel filter's plugged.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And they'll be
They
standing there
lose.
telling me how crappy of a mechanic I am. It's like, dude, you know.
They lose all common sense when it comes to small engines and something that they don't understand. That's absolutely right. Just like I've got a gentleman, my next door neighbor actually, Randy, owns a oil change facility that does, does everything front to back like the old school oil shops used to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I get calls from him all the time. Oh, my John Deere's overheating. It's got the water cooled Kawasaki. Or I put the deck on last year, but I can't remember how to put the deck on this year. And what? We've got the internet. Come on.
The worst one I got was a tire change facility that used liquid sealant for a head gasket.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
On a customer's mower of theirs. They're doing it for pay.
That's nuts. Thank you, Tommy, very much. I appreciate
to clean
it.
up.
Oh, yeah. And worse than what it's like to clean up in a tire.
Oh.
Yeah. The other thing, which I'm not sure, question on you, does anybody here that works on small engines, would any of you take in a hydro that's been rebuilt twice by amateurs? That's the other thing.
Absolutely not.
No, I would not.
No. Chances are the pump walls where the pistons are have been scored because they were improperly installed, and the swage is got scarring all over it. People don't know how to take things apart and get them back together right. Yeah. And when amateur hands get into a hydro.
For turning one down. He said, "Oh, you're a crappy mechanic." It's like, what the hell, dude? I just don't want to clean up your mess.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, what I hate the most is riding mowers and tractors in a box. Don't bring me a riding mower or a tractor in a box. It's going to cost you more for me to put it together than it would be for you to go out and buy another disposable mower.
That's actually probably why guys like me don't like YouTube as much, because of how much we see that. And that might be why I don't make videos on mechanical side of it. Is too many people come in with a messed up thing because they didn't understand it, and shouldn't have been doing it.
Bob, there's a particular series of mine that I think you should watch, and it is on the Greenworks Simplicity Conquest. You would not believe, and this thing went to a brick and mortar store to get repaired. The owner, Bobby, is too cheap to hire a real mechanic, so her husband does the work. And her husband isn't certified by Kohler or Briggs or Kawasaki, or MTD or anybody. And there was almost 24 things that this dum-dum did to this conquest. And they still had the nerve to charge the owner when it ran when they brought it in, and it didn't run when he went to pick it up.
That's probably the biggest problem in this industry. You can sell mowers and not be certified to work on them.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's hard to tell who's an expert and who's not. Technically, I actually have respect for Zippo's videos, and I'm picky. Don't get me wrong.
I appreciate it.
I personally like. I know a lot of people like Terrell Fixes All. I unfortunately think he's a hack.
That's goofy.
I have no time for him.
But I like you, and I know you're a backyard mechanic. If realistically, I know you're not a huge dealership, but that doesn't mean you're not better than a lot of dealership mechanics. Because there's a dealership here that calls me and asks me how to adjust a carburetor at least once a year.
Yeah.
What the heck, That's
right.
basic,
Yeah.
Or can't put. I had one customer come in here, well, more than one, but I'm going to just use one as an example of a number. Guy comes in and said the dealership told him he didn't know how to put a deck belt on. Sold the mower, didn't know how to put a deck belt on.
Jeez.
Doesn't have Google on his
I
phone?
have not, outside of a
Google on his phone.
an Aaron's mower, I had one that I actually had to look up the belt diagram on because they'd routed it kind of weird. But normally I can look at a deck and put a belt on without ever looking at a belt diagram.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's easy enough to figure out. If you have a V-groove idler pulley, obviously the V side of the belt goes in that one. If you have a flat surface, they're easy enough to figure out.
Yeah, I don't even look at the manual. It's like, oh, well, this is where they route the belt. I had one where I looked at it, looked at the belt. It's like, wait, this didn't line up, but they'd routed it around the outside kind of weird on one Aaron's one time. But 90% of the time on a deck belt, you never have to look. You've done enough.
Yeah.
And besides, if you're selling that mower, look at the dang floor. You've got them up front.
Mm-hmm.
Right. How hard is it?
I don't understand.
Walk up there and look and go back out there, or take your camera out and take a picture. Okay, it goes this way.
But yeah, so I agree, not every dealer should be working on mowers as well, but and that's a problem. I actually feel sorry for you because I've never posted a mechanical video that I can recall at all. And I've even had trolls come in and say, well, you're not going to make it as a mechanic just from tool hauls. So I'd hate to see the trolling you get. And
I honestly get very few, just very few. And most of the complaints that I get from people are, when I'm doing a repair video, I'm also talking to my audience. My audience, they're my friends. So I'm going to babble while I'm doing a repair video. And I get people that get on, just get to the point and quit with the babble. Well, my channel, my rules, don't like it, go find another one.
All right.
It's just that easy. But I
was
talking
yesterday
to myself while I was working a long time before I started talking to YouTube while I was working.
Yeah. Yesterday I got a troll saying, good luck on your YouTube career because you'll never make it as a mechanic on a tool haul video. Because I suggested snap-on mid-height socket, which I've now found gear wrench actually work for mufflers. I don't know, on zeros, how they're hard to get to a lot of times.
Right.
Well, a snap-on mid-height socket, most of your commercial zeros will clear that muffler to where your ratchet works perfectly.
My biggest issue with the mufflers is on the header pipes, you need thin wall sockets. If you don't have the thin wall sockets, than your.
Yeah. The mid-height sockets. Have you ever worked on the Hustler Zeros much?
Yeah, I've
The Hustler,
had. Yeah, I had. Yep.
that side where they've shifted the engine to the side. The
I've not
snap-on
worked on
socket's the only thin-walled mid-height socket's the only one I found that fits there, to where you can get a full rotation on your ratchet. That's the only one I have found. Let's just put it that way. Granted, I don't buy every socket that exists, and a guy gave me the snap-on mid-height, so I've not tried any of the others.
Sweet. Can't beat that.
Yeah, can't. And besides, since the guy gave me the sockets, I'm going to use them because as a friend of mine, you know, and he's no longer with us. But
oh, I'm sorry.
So basically, it's a sentimental thing anyway. But regardless, it's the only thing I found that gives me a full rotation on the Hustler mowers. So I recommended that as a almost a necessary toolkit. He goes, "Well, that means you're a poor mechanic." What the hell, dude?
What?
You know?
Yeah. People make comments that make zero sense. They're just miserable people.
Oh, I agree. But I also know that some videos piss me off. Like anytime I accidentally watch a hack working on a small engine. Yeah. But I think some people make a mockery of it and they don't take it seriously.
Right.
You know, you can joke around, but do your repair right. You know, if you're fixing somebody's equipment.
Yeah. Howdy, Mudster. I want to go back to Tommy Powers' comment over here. I get a few mower tractors that way, Zippo. Me personally, I like those crate mower tractors. They give me a challenge. I'm never afraid of a challenge, but I would rather it be a challenge that I create rather than a challenge that somebody else has created for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Zip. I agree with you.
For me, I buy a lot and resell a lot of stuff. The mower in a box is the buy-in for me. That's the level that I can afford to buy into the risk and not lose anything if they lost one of the pieces or something like that. Like it's sometimes a guy tears something up, it makes it no good for him anymore. But if a guy's can read a diagram and put it back together, if all I've got's my time in it, I can usually make a, most everything I get is what I would refer to as a basket case. If you buy something,
but looking at it from like Zippo's standpoint, if you're actually bringing it to a repair guy and you're paying him to redo it, it's essentially going to be a problem. He's going to spend 3 or 4 hours figuring out essentially what he's got.
Right.
I've had 2 of these 87 Toyota pickups brought to me like that, with just before I ever even had seen under the hood of one, somebody brought me one. They already had the engine out, everything scattered in the bed, getting rained on for a year, all that nasty stuff. And it was hell to get it all figured out and get it all put back together. But the customer, they still only had like $2,700 in their truck they bought for $350 by the time that it was all done with a new engine. So, but whoever the guy was that took the truck apart, took the original head off the original engine and let it get rained in and stuff, is the guy who lost, Yeah.
But there's still the standpoint of, like, if you're doing it for a living, if you're actually, and I think Zippo is doing this as his main income, you can't spend 3 days working on a mower.
You could have been through 3 projects by then.
Exactly. And quite honestly, no, I don't. I do it just as a hobby. It is, in fact, that's my tractor fund. Anything that I get paid for working in the shop is just play money. The house and everything is all completely separate from what I do in the shop. That's how I was able to buy the van. That's how it's just, and word of mouth travels fast. Everyone says it's hard to find an honest mechanic, and it's my reputation. I don't want somebody to come in and me do a repair for them and then not be happy and feel like they've been overcharged, which to me is what most brick and mortar small engine repair shops do. He's got a tub of shop butter. But yeah,
That's
no, I
where
don't
I
do
put
it.
mine at.
Yeah, I don't do it from my main income at all. I mainly do it to help people out, and I always undercut myself. I'll get a job in that may book out at 6-7 hours, and even at my reduced hourly rate, I'll still only charge them 4 or 5 hours.
What's that, Chris?
I'm out to help.
This is
I'm
my
out.
only income.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I actually,
That's pretty
yeah. So I sell Hustler and Bobcat mowers.
My wife lets me use that checkbook when the pennies run out in the jar.
Oh, really?
So, Bob, you're actually in business doing the small engine repair, and you're also a dealer.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've been approached to become a dealer, and I'm zoned commercial, but I'm not interested in that. I really am not. I'll let the places that already exist sell the new stuff, and I will then just encourage them to bring their stuff to me instead of charging $140 round trip pickup and drop off fee on top of, $300-400 for just a general service on a John Deere. I had a neighbor that had that situation where it cost her $140 just to pick her mower up, take it to the John Deere dealer, and bring it back, not including what was supposed to be the free first service of this brand new mower. The free first service was $260. And then she gets it back, and I look it over, and the things that they charged her for did not get touched. It just didn't get touched. And that's where I come in, and yes, I am taking money away from the brick and mortar stores. Am I okay with that? Absolutely, if they're taking advantage.
They're not earning it.
There are honest ones, but I will also agree. I mean, I don't have respect for all my competitors. Some of them, if you can't change a belt, you shouldn't be in this business.
Yeah.
I've got one guy
Don't know how
who
the belt's
uses
routed.
a fork truck to lift up on the deck and load mowers. It's a dealer.
Oh my God,
just,
no.
scoop it up with a fork truck, throw it on the back of a flatbed so he doesn't have to drive it up the ramps. I don't have respect for that.
No. No.
Got one dealer, another dealer around here that actually went out there for a low oil and light on the engine. Didn't pour oil in it, just started it up, pulled it on the trailer, knowing it was out of oil.
It was 2-cylinder. There was already one rod hanging through the side of the block, eh?
Technically, it just the oil light came on.
But I've
It
had
ran.
pickups come in like that, still running with one rod hanging out of the side. Like, how did that start and get on the trailer?
I had a
Hey, you believe it?
uncle with a tree trimming business that ran for 5 years with a rod out.
So that's an air compressor, right?
That's crazy.
Well, the other cylinders turned.
It'll run on
I had
three spark plugs.
I had a little Toyota. I was on my way to work, and all of a sudden she started rattling real bad. I said, "Baby, you're going to get me to work at least." Well, she didn't make it to work, and she slung a rod out of it, in a little 4-cylinder, little 3KC motor, and she slung a rod out of it, and I babied it, honest to God, to work with a rod sticking out the side of the block.
My uncle had a Chevy Blazer, 4-cylinder pickup truck. It threw a rod. We tore it down enough to pull the rest of the rod out so it wasn't banging. Ran it for years after that.
So
you had to fill the oil up often because all he had on the outside was duct tape, but it ran.
Turn that 6-cylinder Blazer into a 5-cylinder Colorado in just a minute.
There you go.
Oh man.
It's like right now, I've
I
got,
think for
That
years.
balanced better than that Colorado 5-cylinder is. That thing shakes like a 4.0 Jeep engine.
I've got a 1974 Power King or 71 Power King sitting outside that has Kohler K321 single cylinder, 14 horse that the owner inherited 7 years ago. 7 years ago also just happens to coincide with the last time the oil was ever checked in that engine.
Oh, that's a shame.
So,
I want one of those.
Yeah, needless to say, we are sourcing another K321 14 horse to put in there.
Did the oil even stay on the stick?
Oh, there's no stick. This is the old type, just had a plug. You pop the plug and
Sight glass or what?
it's
I may
on
have
one
a
of my
new one in a
videos.
box if you can't find one, Zippo.
A K321 14 horse.
Yeah, I think I may have one of those in a box somewhere.
There's
Brand
a guy. This guy is more than cheap. So chances are I'll probably end up with the Power King is the way it's going to turn out because he's not wanting to put the money out, and I've not turned the first wrench on it, and I gave him my estimate on everything but sourcing the engine. And if you've ever worked on a Power King, it's essentially like working on a full-size tractor. You know, you've got a lot you've got to do to get those engines out, and everything that I've put together for him for a bill, he's like, well, can't you just throw a Briggs in it? Yeah, I can just throw a Briggs in it if you want me to throw a Briggs in it, but that's not going to change how much all this work's going to cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think you can pull a lawnmower engine in 10 minutes on every lawnmower.
Yeah, no, not so much. On these, you have to pull the clutch.
On
Dirty
some, I think you
operation.
can, but not many.
Right. Yeah.
I had a
Howdy,
Skag.
Dirty.
It took me 2 hours to get everything tore apart to get the engine out. Now it was rusted and corroded and lots of problems. In fact, the clutch had seized on it. But still, you know, they're not all 10 minutes.
Yeah. I did do a live real-time engine extraction out of one of my old Simplicity garden tractors, and I think it was a 14-minute long video. But that's after doing it probably 100+ times. You learn the quick little tips and tricks that can get those engines in and out really quick. But yeah, I've gotten things in where just getting the engine out is a nightmare, especially when it's a vertical shaft engine and the people go out and mow in the rain and everything, and the double pulley is too big to fit through the frame, so the double pulley has to come off. So you've got the tractor sitting up on its ass end, using every kind of puller you've got to get the drive pulley and deck pulleys off of there.
Name in the book.
I don't get how guys can be doing a lot of small engine repair and not have a puller set. That's the one thing I don't get.
Well, I've got so many different pullers, it's always just a matter of, all right, well, we'll try this one. Nope, then we'll try this one. And
worst case scenario with welder build something.
Yeah, the ones that I like the most are the two-piece that clamp into the pulley.
Oh yeah, the press fit.
Yeah,
Or the
that way you're
fit.
not going to damage the pulley. You're not going to break a cast pulley, and you're not going to bend a stamped steel spot welded pulley. And
Proto has one that'll reach around the pulley. That is quite nice.
Proto
will reach in, and then I use a bearing splitter a lot of times to grab behind the pulley and get a flat spot.
Yeah, bearing splitters is what I was talking about there.
Is Proto still making pullers, or is that an antique thing?
No, they're still making them. In fact, you can buy them on Amazon technically. They're pricey, but not to Snap-on level. I think the setup I have is probably $2,000, but I've got the full-on everything setup. And I've had mine. I didn't pay $2,000 for it. I've had it. Oh shoot, early '90s is when we bought that, or when my father acquired that for the shop.
Did you see that, Zippo?
I'm doing an internet search here to see.
Munster's got a buddy of his looking for a.
Is that it, Bob?
No, they've got one that reaches around.
I need that set, Zippo.
What's that?
It's gonna go out like this around the pulley.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna show.
No,
it
it
to me,
actually it cups in behind it. It's it basically it's a got two pullers and you got a nut that adjusts. It goes in behind the pulley.
Oh.
Okay.
I understand the theory now.
It's the same puller setup. In fact, it uses the same jaws. I don't have, unfortunately, my father's got that setup borrowed. All I've got is that one that you showed in my puller box. See, it's the only one I've got is this one in stock. But see that the Proto has a 3-jaw setup or a 2-jaw setup like this.
Okay.
But they have some different jaws. One of them actually reaches in around it. And then the other thing I've done is I've taken a bearing splitter and knocked out the center where it's larger, and I use it as a flat spot to get in around the pulley.
And if you can push on the crank, it'll pull it up off of it, huh?
Well, the flat spot, I don't bend the pulley as often because it spreads out the load. But you have to knock out the bearing splitter to do it.
Right.
You get right there. You get right there, right where the pulley starts to enlarge on the shaft on the backside of it.
No, if you on these cheap MTD, I'm gonna blame MTD, but AYP and MTD pulleys, the double pulley setup. What it is, it bends it, but if you clamp on it with a bearing splitter, you'll destroy the pulley too, and it pinch onto the shaft. But if you actually knock out the center to where you can clamp it fully, you can pull on the bearing splitter and spread the load out. You don't bend the pulley as much.
Is that pulley even supposed to be a press fit, or it's just rust that you're fighting?
Typically, it's just condensation that causes the problem. It's just like trying to pull off an axle-mounted back wheel on a riding mower that's been left out in the weather forever. You have to put so much heat on them, and it's the same concept. They're not press fit, but they're good. They're a snug fit.
Basically, they
should
didn't put
just slide off. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something that I always do whenever I put them back on, is make sure there's anti-seize on everything. Tommy Powers says that he thinks word of mouth is the best advertisement, and I can't argue that. I think he's exactly right there. That's where we were talking about earlier.
And never advertised. I've not put an ad in a paper. I've not put a TV ad on in better than 10 years.
Yep.
And
same here. No advertisement at all. Well, my YouTube channel, I guess. But
well, see, I don't even have that, but I've got a shop right now. I said, summer it slows down a little bit. You'll get easy jobs where you can just pop a belt on, or do it on the trailer or load it right back up. And I've got, let's see, hand around the shop. I probably shouldn't, but what are there, 20 something pieces here?
Right.
I maybe have a day and a half of work is all, if that. Probably, in fact, with the parts I have, I'll be done by noon today, unless stuff comes in.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, word of
So-
mouth to me is job security, and reputation is also job security. You know, the job gets done right the first time, and there's no other issues that comes of it. Just like the engine swap that I did for the 7117 when I put the Vanguard in. That's been 2.5 years ago, it'll be 2 years ago in September. And I talk to Sean on a regular basis about how everything's doing. And he said everything has just been rock solid. Everything's been a rock star and everything's going good. That tells me I did my job right. If I see it back again, then I've done something wrong. And if I've done something wrong, typically I don't charge them. Like I say, I don't do this as a business. I don't do it to make the money. But if I was wrong, I'm going to make it right.
Technically, I do the same and I run a business. I mean, I make my living, but in fact, I've got one where I shouldn't have rebuilt the engine, I didn't do a rebuild. I'm talking about head gaskets and all this on an engine. I knew better, but it was a $3,000 engine, and I figured if I had any power at all, he could sell it. And I got done, and I didn't like the job or the engine. I didn't charge for the job. Now, is that the smartest business move? No, but I wasn't happy with the engine.
Because that guy's going to come back and he's not going to tell. If one person bashes you and they're they feel like they're in the right, they can make other people feel like they're in the right.
Yeah.
So
You're always going to have that.
Right.
If you're doing enough work.
If you can avoid it and it only costs you $500 or $600, then man, that's way better than losing thousands down the road from the customers not, from people having a negative opinion and bashing you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Technically, I'll probably get bashed anyway because people think you can fix any engine for $200.
Do that. Yeah.
But it is what it is. I feel I can sleep at night, and that's worth something to me. Plus, my building's paid for, so my house is paid for. My cars are paid for. My toolbox. I don't have a Snap-on toolbox because, oddly enough, my my Husky toolboxes, because Harbor Freight was too expensive, hold tools.
Yep.
And anybody that says a Husky toolbox can't, which again, I probably shouldn't show them the shot condition of my toolbox, but anybody that says Husky doesn't work, these are all over 10 years old. That Craftsman there, I bought in the 1980s. This thing, I think, is 1940s. It was thrown away when I got it. Again, messy in here. Sorry.
No. It's all use what you got, and
that one's 1920s.
Oh wow.
That's
this one here is 1940s. I'm sorry.
Chris was showing his box too.
I use these Blue Point sets more than anything because the sockets lay loose in them. They're easy to get to, and that's efficiency wise and being able to keep it clean and take it anywhere. I don't get to stay in the building like most people do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I work in the shop, so I don't have use portable that much. But this is Harbor Freight technically on the Impact. I never had good luck with Harbor Freight Chrome, but see, this is Cobalt. And up until about 10 years ago, I was using Craftsman, but the newer Craftsman sucked.
My first set, that red toolbox over there, and then I bought like 1,000-piece or 1,500-piece Craftsman socket set, and I still have a lot of those sockets in my set that I use. And
now, was that before or after everything went to China?
I'm gonna say 2007, 2006.
You check your sockets if they say made in USA.
Would have been my original set was made in the USA because it would have been bought in the 1980s when my dad gave it to me when I was 4. It wore out, but I've used it commercially for decades, so not a big deal.
There used to be a flat right here, I think, that said made in USA.
That would have been,
Yeah.
but the Chinese stuff, I replaced a couple sockets and I kept breaking them.
Yeah.
And I was cheap and I bought a Harbor Freight set and it didn't last a year. Now, I'm sure it's improved in the last 15 years. I hope it has. Then I bought a Cobalt set and I'm still using it 15 years later. You know.
The majority of my sockets in my roll-around cart are USA made Craftsman's, and in all the years I've been using them, I've only broke one socket, and that was an 11/16. And I've got a couple of videos on that, going to Sears and them trying to replace, it was a 6 point, and them trying to replace it with a China made. And I said, no, I'm warrantying a USA made. You'll find me a USA made, or I'll walk out of here with nothing. You're not going to give me a China made piece of crap. And they fully understood and respected my position at the store. Well, then I got on the phone and was talking to customer support for Sears, and they said, it's absolutely out of our hands. Nothing is made in the USA anymore. If you want a replacement, it's going to be a China replacement. And I kept insisting. I said, no, my warranty is for a direct replacement for what I own. And what I own is a USA made. And if you can't provide that for me, that, you know, the writing has been on the wall for Craftsman for a long, or Sears basically for a long time. They've made such bad business decisions and choices that, you know, they ran themselves into the ground. But I've got a lot of S&K stuff. Everything I have is secondhand. I very rarely go buy a new tool. I will go to yard sales, flea markets, rummage sales, pawn shops, secondhand shops. Doesn't matter. They're still good tools.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just not paying the overhead.
A lot of my tools are 30 and 40 years old because the stuff I like to use, I got from my father. He had a shop before I did. That's how I could say I've been in the shop for more than 30 years. He started the shop in the 1970s. So we became a zero-turn dealer around 1990. And that's when I got bridge certified. So a lot of my tools are old, to say the least. Yeah.
Well, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. A lot of the sets that I use, I do mobile repairs. I will go, I do on locations. And most of the tools in the work truck are tools that I bought, like you said, in the 80s that are still just as good as the day is long. So what if my Craftsman ratchet only has 32 teeth instead of 90 teeth? It still turns. It still goes in both directions. It still does what it's supposed to do. So, but what's your opinion on?
You know, I feel like my the 92 thing. I just feel more secure on my 36 tooth Armstrong ratchet.
Me too.
And I know it's a warm and fuzzy feeling. The other's supposed to hold more torque, but I just feel more secure using that than I do the newer Snap-on ones, you know, or Gear Ring or whatever.
So what's your opinion on this switch from air-powered tools to battery-powered tools?
I like it. I like it.
I made the jump year and a half to the Milwaukee because I wanted a battery-powered grease gun, which I'm sure you understand why.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As much work as I do here, I wanted a battery-powered grease gun. So, and you know, I've been happy with it, but I'm not giving up my air. I still use my air cab.
I have gone, I'm about 50-50 right now on battery versus air. And the change allows me, when I go mobile, to not have to have that air compressor with me in order to run my tools and do my job. And I have found that my half inch battery powered impact, I've not found a nut that I can't take off yet. I mean, I'm even taking flywheel nuts off of 45-year-old engines that I never would have dreamed a battery powered tool would have been able to do.
What battery do you have? The M18?
I actually don't use Milwaukee. I buy the cheap stuff. I'm using Black & Decker, which is essentially Stanley. See what Chris has right there.
These guns do not like this. Well, if I can ever get it to go on there, but it's the option for the torque control. There you go.
Right.
My original one, I was hoping one of these ones right here was it, but my other one out in the truck, it doesn't have that, and it'll just torque a nut right off. Now I can see where people would need that, but it seems like you're constantly trying to adjust out of that.
I
use
actually
Black & Decker and
C3
C3 Craftsman
that I have to use air on, but I'm probably doing I would actually guess a higher volume than what you are. So a couple of years, not a big deal.
You got to
I've got a video. A lot of people troll saying I was running it forward on a blade removal. What somebody had done was the 1-inch snap-on impact and drove a blade on, and the 18-volt Milwaukee wouldn't remove it. I had to use a quarter-inch.
See,
but
I really like my DeWalt stuff a lot.
But I like this thing for the most part. That's the best thing I ever invented. Real lightweight.
I want to get the 3/8 and 1/2 inch.
This is a 1/2 inch DeWalt right there. But it's just 20-volt max. It's not brushless. I just got it on eBay, and it's not very. I mean, the 3/8 will do everything the DeWalt 3/8 will do everything that 1/2 inch will do. I think the only thing they changed on those two were the anvil. See, here's the 3/8.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt there's as much difference between DeWalt and Milwaukee as people think, as far as torque.
I guess my neighbor did come up with an XR 1/2 inch that wouldn't get something off one day, and this one buzzed it off. But I think a lot of that's in having the 12 amp hour battery, the biggest one that holds, you can tell the difference when you put that on a tool, especially the skill saw versus versus like a regular 5 amp hour, or even the low ones, like the little 2.5 amp hours or whatever they are, they don't last but 5 minutes. I mean, that's all. But with the big battery, you can put it on the Sawzall and cut a whole car up, and it won't go dead.
Where Milwaukee shines over everybody else is their warranty. They absolutely stand behind every single one of their products. I have never had a Milwaukee tool that has failed, even if it's out of warranty, where Milwaukee won't bend over backwards to make me happy.
Technically, the reason I go to DeWalt
is the
fact they would cover grease and a tool. DeWalt sent out a letter a few years ago saying they wouldn't cover any tool used by a mechanic with oil in it. And
those batteries
I went Milwaukee.
They don't care. They don't care if you put it in a vat of oil for a week and pulled it out and tried to use it. They'll warranty it.
Milwaukee's got what, 5 years just on the tool?
It's like 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet there's nothing warranty wise.
Yeah. And I think Milwaukee's one of the few that actually warranties their batteries, where you look at DeWalt, you buy a DeWalt, that as soon as you buy that battery, that's it. It's yours. If that battery fails in 3 weeks, sorry, you got to go buy another one. But Milwaukee even warranties their batteries.
Milwaukee what? Milwaukee's got them for 2 years. Is it a 2-year warranty on the
2
battery?
years on the tool, 2 years on the battery, I think.
Yeah.
I never done a warranty on a Milwaukee, but
Yeah, the
I
only thing
still-
I ever did a warranty on
I
was
never did a
a
warranty on Milwaukee either. And we probably got 10 batteries. So
for
that's
the
a
most
lot
part on
of.
mowers, you can't use power tools. Not if you want to be fast.
what's that?
For the most part on a lawnmower, especially on 0 turns, they're so tight you end up having to use a ratchet. You can't get power tools in it anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yep. I agree with that. Yeah.
So I can actually go at full day, even in a full-time shop, on a 4 amp hour battery on a impact a lot of days.
With that 1/4 inch drive that Doug has, that would be perfect for doing a whole. I mean, those things, you just put in a 3/8 anvil in that and hammer down. You know, if you.
I tell you, I have busted nuts off of blades with this joker right here.
That'll
Just
sink
a
a
little
4-inch
1/4 inch
into a post. I mean, an inch past the. You know what I mean? There's some torque.
Mm-hmm. And I use the small battery on it. I don't use the big one.
It'll give you a burst of
60
energy.
volt.
The small
Your
batteries
blade-
will.
100 foot-pounds anyway. If you
Do what?
actually look at torque spec, it's like 90 to 120 foot-pounds for a blade. You should be able to do that with a 3/8 ratchet. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's nothing tight on those lawnmowers besides maybe your shaft nut that goes in the crank or something like that, you know, or the
Your
one that holds the
crankshaft is
magneto on top of it.
45 to 65 foot-pounds.
But it could be seized, you know, the nut in there.
Yeah,
So,
but you know, as far as nothing's really super tight on a mower.
Yeah.
You know, bigger stuff, yes, but
what about those clutches that were now that 0 turns? I haven't pulled the motor off one of my 0 turns with it. The clutch is magnetic on the bottom of the engine. Is that harder to get off than just the regular 2-pulley Briggs?
No. They usually, as soon as you pop the nut off, they usually fall off.
My John Deere
Yeah.
has one, got springs and stuff like that, but it's a push mower or a follow behind mower. But I've had it off before. Is it similar to that?
Yeah.
Because
friction clutch, no. But if you're looking at the Olger clutch where it's got springs on the side, it's the same as a Warner.
Okay.
But they actually do
So
have
this
a
is
friction clutch.
I always looked at those like a magnetic clutch on an air conditioner compressor. I mean, I haven't had one off. I've had them off an air conditioner compressor, but not off the bottom of a mower. Like,
Howdy, Blake.
Sir?
I just said hi, Blake.
We got people jumping in the chat.
I think what you've probably seen, because I haven't seen too many friction clutches, you're probably seeing is a what we call Olger clutch. They're adjustable. They're same as a Warner as far as removing. You don't mess with the spring.
That's on that JX75 is what I'm talking about, the little push mower where has the springs and stuff in there. John Deere stuff, the Kawasaki engine.
I honestly don't know what that one is, because as far as the clutch, because I haven't worked on that particular push mower.
See, everybody here is holding on to them push mowers and just won't let go because the next series after like 94 or whatever wasn't very good.
Well, they're out there, but we actually have a decent John Deere dealer, and John Deere's a religion, not a mower company. A lot of people will go back to the John Deere and pay their tithe. You know, so I don't work on as many of them.
Yeah, I am not a fan of the green and yellow. I'm not a fan of the green and yellow at all.
Starting to mow John Deere's, it took a while to get over a cable costing $90 when a Briggs mower cost $120. But you want that Cadillac of a mower that you just get a follow around the yard and it leaves that cut, and it's what you know what I'm saying from a.
Well, that push mower is not the same as, and I agree. Snapper's got a good push mower if you actually want to buy it. Bobcat, the company I have, has a phenomenal push mower. Technically, easily on par of what that John Deere is, but they're $1,000. You know,
right?
They're not cheap.
Yeah.
It's just John Deere being the religion company that it is. People go back to the dealer and pay premiums. You know, around here, you'll actually, I make the joke and I found it true. You'll find pastors with no cross in their house for a Christian church. They'll have John Deere signs in their home. You know?
But, you know, if you go to these big box stores now, you'll see a lot of your Plug Cadets is they got MTD chassis now. You know, Troy built got MTD chassis. You know,
Well,
Murray's got MTD.
Is probably going to be the last one making motors. Husqvarna shut down all the facilities making riders. Means all your Craftsmen are going to be MTD now. All of your box store brands like Husky is going to end up being MTD. They used to be a little bit of a mix. Everything's going to be MTD, except for Simplicity. I think Briggs is still making John Deere. A few of those.
MTD, hadn't it?
I'm sorry?
Toro's already been MTD, hadn't it?
For the most part.
Briggs and Stratton owns Simplicity. They own Snapper. They own Toro / Wheel Horse.
No, Toro owns Exmark. Briggs
Toro
doesn't own
owns
Toro.
Exmark. Yes,
Yeah, Toro is actually
Country Clipper mower is some kind of knockoff Exmark.
The which one? Country Clipper?
Yeah.
No, that's knockoff. Or they used to make the Snapper. Country Clipper is its own company. May look like an Exmark on the outside, but not even close.
I got you. I don't like the Country Clipper. It's a single joystick mower, and it's but
yeah, they used to make the Snappers at one time. They actually produced them. Country Clipper, I don't like them because they don't believe in spacers. They'll send you a bunch of washers and expect you to level all the stuff on the deck. Just make it work. So they have belt nightmares, especially when you had that flip out deck.
Mine's a flip out deck.
What's your Country Clipper?
Yeah, but it's so heavy. I just use the forklift to lift it, change the blades. I ain't gonna try to unpin all that shit and pull it sold me on it when I went to the dealer, and that deck was sitting there all flipped out where like it was easy, and then I didn't realize it took an act of Congress to put it off and on. You know what I mean? But I mean,
the video
I can do it. It's just faster for me to lift it with the forklift and change the blades of the belt, or you know what I'm saying, anything than to
Well, the video they show this woman flipping out the deck and all the advertising stuff. They don't show the man standing on the back of it for weight.
Yeah. The other thing about that one is everything we mow, we have to drive from point A to point B, and it is dangerous to load that on the trailer with that single joystick. Man, that thing will just freak out on you halfway up the trailer, and you're spinning a circle and trying your best to land on the ground in a way that doesn't tear everything up, and you'll bend blades and all kinds of shit just because the hydrostat's not consistent enough to drive straight up the damn trailer.
Yeah, no hydrostat's perfect. That's why people slow them down to make them drive straight. That's basically why we got out of the Country Clipper. The joystick's great in theory, and it's great when it's brand new. But as things start wearing, it's not so great. They suck to drive on hills. You know, I can maneuver one, but I can't maneuver one like a twin stick. You know, that was something my father brought in. I got rid of it because I've got an engineering degree, and I just can't face a customer and say, well, they don't believe in spacers. I'm just supposed to rig the deck.
You sold some Country Clippers at your dealer before, or what?
Yes. We were a Country Clipper dealer. We were a Dixie Chopper dealer. We're not that anymore. And we were a Bad Boy dealer.
Quality though, right?
They're not bad. I never really had a huge issue other than if they didn't put the right amount of washers in places on the deck to level everything. Where the pulleys don't line up, you'll have belt issues. And the hydros as they wear, lots of complaints there. Because it'll start getting sloppy and harder to control with the joystick.
last year for extra mower, we went and got a 52. That's 52 inch. That's what my country clipper is too, a bad boy. And I'm liking it a lot so far. I think I got like 100 hours on it. But on it, even at Tractor Supply when I bought it, of course I bought it there to get it cheaper. But
Technically,
when
dealers could be cheaper in Tractor Supply if they're honest.
I got you. Well, I bought that country clipper through the dealer over there, and I'd kind of been soured by it. So I was like, to hell with it. I'm not going to pay a salesman. You know what I mean this time. But
you don't make money on zeros. The markup's only 5%.
Yeah, I don't know that guy. I don't know what his deal was, but he sold me on it. But I mean, the mower's been dependable. It's just not. You got to like something to, and it was kind of expensive. I think that mower was $5,000 or something. You know, like, and this bad boy was $3,700, I think. But the only thing I don't like about it is when you start it, them hydrostats go wah, real loud anytime it's been sitting for
I gotta go.
And
shop's open, so
I got you. I checked them to see if there were water in them because there were complaints on the internet about the new bad boys getting water in the hydrostats bad, and the oil just looks perfect in there. So I guess they just noisy.
All right, gang, I have got to get my day started. I've got
me too.
Miss Zippo's daughter is having her pinning ceremony. That's on one of the video chat things, but we've got that to get ready for, and I've got to get this legacy deck over to her and get it put on her legacy so that she can mow, and I'm going to put the Sunstar to work over there and mow for her while she's at work today. So I have got to get my button gear.
It was nice to meet you, Zippo.
Hey, Chris, absolute pleasure to meet you.
I'll come over and check your channel out.
I appreciate that. There's over 1,000 videos over there, so it may
You love his channel, Chris. You really love his channel.
I'll check him out. And it was good talking with y'all this morning. I'll get off here too, and we'll call today.
Yeah, right. Man, I'm going to try to do this every Friday morning, early like it is, you know, because we're just waking up. We're getting a cup of coffee in us, you know what I mean, and everything. Yeah. And it seems to be working out pretty decent. So
yeah, I like this Friday morning chat, Papa Sweener. Give Mama Sweener a big hug and a big old wet sloppy kiss from Zippo.
I will, brother.
All right, Chris.
Y'all take care. Bye, y'all in the chat. Y'all have a great, super fine day, and God bless.
Absolutely. God bless.